So here's why your city is keeping you poorer. 2026 cost of living. There's an illusion here we need to break through. We talk about salaries like they are the same everywhere. But £50,000 in London in 2026 is a completely different currency to £50,000 in Sheffield. One buys you like a shared flat and a stressful commute. The other buys you a detached house and a comfortable life. Most of us are paying a location tax we didn't even realize we signed up for. It's amazing how much the difference is. So let's have a look at this. Today we're looking at the purchasing power of the UK. I've analysed the regional labour market data and the Trust for London cost of living. Bring it up here. It's cost of living reports. We're going to find out if you are actually richer by moving to a poorer city. Is that even a thing? So you got a commuter and you got a local. Let's give them names, shall we? So we got Leo, the Londoner, and we got Mark, the Northerner. Leo earns 65k, like works in tech. He spends £2,200 on rent and £200 on a travel card. Then we got Mark, earns 42k in Leeds. He spends £900 on a mortgage for a 3-bed house and walks to work. So like it's a different journey. Leo looks more successful on LinkedIn. But when they both sit down for a beer, Mark is the one buying the rounds. Firstly, don't drink beer, mate. Drink something else. Leo just offered a 10k raise to stay in London. Mark got offered the same job in Leeds for 5k less. We're going to run the math and why Mark is actually the one getting the bigger raise. There's a big gap in salaries. Honest employee earnings in the UK. This is the breakdown 2025, 2026. So the median salary in London is roughly £44,000, while in North East it's £29,500. That's a 49% gap on paper. However, when you adjust for the housing costs, that gap disappears quite quickly. The Centre for Cities 2026 report shows that after housing and essential transport, the average worker in many northern cities has £150 more per month in disposable cash than the average Londoner. What? Why is this so? There's a latent cost here. So, cost of living index, Trust for London income standard, minimum income standard. In 2026, it's not just rent. Consumer prices, groceries, restaurants, childcare, bills are 18% higher in the southeast than the northwest. To maintain the lifestyle of someone earning 30k in Liverpool, you need to earn at least £52,000 in London. If you aren't earning double the northern wage, you are effectively taking a pay cut to live in the capital. It's historical. People want to live in the capital, but we do know there is a cost difference. Until we put numbers on it, it's difficult to see and understand. So there's a purchasing power here. If I want to be auditor, let's do this together. So this is going to be a challenge for you. I want you to do an audit. Take your monthly take-home pay and subtract your rent and mortgage. Then your commute. What's left? So take your monthly mortgage out, take the rent out. What's left over? If that remaining number is less than 40% of your paycheck, you are living in a city you can't afford. Based on what we're saying here, you are working for your landlord and the train company right now, not yourself. You're not working for yourself. This is the vibe of the city. Is the vibe of the city worth the 60% of your working life? Those numbers, can you do quick maths? You should roughly know what your rental mortgage is and you know how much it costs you to commute. Where do you fall in that? It's very interesting. There is a status trap of the city. I agree, psychologically speaking. So the regional status anxiety is going to be high cost cities act like a pressure cooler. cooking away and like, because everyone around you is hustling to pay high rent. You feel you have to as well. Part of the pack, in it. You gotta pay more to live in the city, mate. That's how it is. You wanna be close to London. In lower cost areas, the baseline for success is lower, which actually reduces your stress levels and allows you to save more money. There's insight here. Wealthy people often build their seed money in high salary cities, but then export that wealth into lower cost areas to live like a king. If you stay in the high cost city forever, you never get to enjoy the profit of your career. Some people live in poorer places and they travel all the way to the expensive place to do the job for a few years to make money. Might make more sense for them, but then you got the traveling anxiety and the stress and the trains, and everything's not doing well at the moment, is it? I've seen so many stories online about people living in the UK because of all the costs and the tax and the trains and the. But is it that we just need to re-evaluate what we're doing and where we're living and how much it's costing us? Is that even an opportunity? We spoke last time about the last episode, living, renting, or buying a house. If you bought your house, you're kind of anchored down. But if you were renting, you could easily spin around and do a couple of 360s, 180s even. So let's go back to Mark. The northerner took the lower salary because his costs were so low. He was able to invest £1,000 a month. Like, put it away a bit. Leo, the Londoner, took the raise, but his rent went up to £300, say. His lifestyle crept up to match his colleagues. We spoke about that in a past episode. Live to your means, not to the group that you're in. But 5 years later, Mark owns 40% of his home. Leo is still waiting for his deposit to catch up to the house prices. Don't just chase the biggest number on the contract. Chase the biggest number that stays in your pocket at the end of the month. Wealth is like geographic. It's a big mind bender, this one. It's interesting to see how things evolve and how things will work out. But I feel like looking at these reports, it's like very interesting to see that cost of living has gone up. Geographic, okay. London, we're using those as examples mainly, but I feel like the amounts and the data show roughly 44,000 is a median salary in London, but then 29,500 in the northeast. There's a big difference there, but is it big enough to cover the cost of the difference for you to live there? London is very expensive. You need to consider this, because this, especially looking at the geographic gap and travel, it can be intense. I feel like you need to change your map, change your life. I'm Zulf. This is the Money Scorecard series, and we have made it to episode 10. Well done. You should be enjoying this series because I'm enjoying looking at these reports and pulling out some of this data. The next time we're going to be looking at the side hustle benchmark. If we're not making as much money, can we work a couple of extra side things to make more money? I think you're going to find that really interesting. That's going to be the next episode. What's one question you're stuck on right now? Contact me on zulftalks.com. You could drop me a message on Insta or email me there. If you want, you could even put your answer below this episode in the comment section. I read through every single one and it helps me shape the shows. So it'll be good to hear from you. It would be really good if you can leave a review wherever you're listening to this. The show resources are available at zulftalks.com. You can also sign up to the mailing list there, which will allow you to get information to help you on your journey working for yourself.
Working for yourself, I know you love it. Working for yourself, 'cause I love it too. Working for yourself, Zulf talks about it, making it easy for you. Working for yourself, go be your own boss. Working for yourself, Zulf will help you along. Working for yourself, powered by trusted creators. ZulfTalks.com.